Today, we're going to be talking about the No Limits Blueprint, which is the system that I developed specifically for architecture and engineering firm owners. And the goal is to increase your personal net worth and increase the value of your business. And we use the business as an engine to drive that personal net worth. So let's jump in. So if you're an architect or engineer that wants to create a life with no limits by gaining full control of your time, income, and the future, then this is the system for you. So by the end of this journey, you will have built personal wealth while reducing dependence on your firm, grown a profitable, sustainable business that doesn't consume your life, and created the freedom to step back, sell, or scale on your own terms. It's all about creating options. So the No Limit Blueprint unites your business and personal finances into one powerful system. It drives growth, builds wealth, and unlocks lasting freedom. I've guided architects and engineers through every stage of this journey, stabilizing inconsistent cash flow, improving profitability, reducing taxes, investing strategically, and preparing for retirement or an eventual exit. And the result, it's always the same: greater clarity, more wealth, and the freedom to choose what comes next. So the challenges that I typically see are firm owners feeling isolated, overwhelmed, and unsure what's next. They've got disconnected personal and business planning. Oftentimes, you might have a financial advisor, maybe an accountant, possibly a business coach, but very rarely do they talk. Very rarely are they united in their strategy to deliver holistic and comprehensive recommendations and advice. Maybe some other challenges are feeling financially tied to the business, unstable and unscalable operations, and no exit plan or no or minimal options. So our promise to you with this program is to regain clarity, confidence, and control. It's to integrate your business and personal financial life. It's to create wealth beyond your business, establish systems that drive profit and stability, and ultimately to build a firm that works without you. How would you like a 4-week vacation with no phones, no emails, and no stress? So we start by diagnosing where you stand today. And from there, we design a milestone-based blueprint to full autonomy, to a life with no limits. Whether that might mean stepping back, selling, transitioning, or simply working less while earning more. And it integrates these 4 different elements. We've got personal financial planning and wealth management, business consulting and leadership development, investment management, including 401k and retirement plans, as well as lifestyle and succession planning. So what does this look like in practice? So here's the No Limits Blueprint. It's really based around 5 pillars. And the goal is to increase your personal wealth and increase the value of your business. And we do that through focusing in on these 5 pillars. We start off with vision. Vision both personally and professionally. What are you looking to achieve? What is that ideal life? What is that 3-year vision? And that's what we're going to help you build. So that allows us to set the stage for building wealth because we know what we're working towards. Money is just a tool, and we want to know how should we be using it, how should we be thinking about it in order to really get what you really want, which is that life with no limits. So once we have that vision set, it allows us to start building the business or kind of reposition the business in a way that's going to deliver on that. And the business has to be profitable, right? If it's not profitable, then you've got limited flexibility, limited options, and it's not a great place to be. So we want to focus on that foundation first. And we want to make sure that you're doing the right type of work for the right type of clients, the right way, so you can command high fees and high profit margins. Once we have that foundation established, then we move into systems. Systems allow you to streamline, expedite, and improve the efficiency of the business itself. That is ultimately the key to allowing you to step back and have options. Those systems, one thing that we'll work on is developing a cash flow system that connects and ties the success that you're having with your business to building personal wealth. And so we want to automate and streamline this whole process so that the business becomes the engine for fueling that personal wealth growth. Once we've really established that wealth, both through having that vision, profitable business, and the systems to deliver it, that is what leads us ultimately to options. And options are what unlock freedom and flexibility. And so now you're in a position where you can choose to do things based off what you want to do, not necessarily because of what you have to do or feel obligated to do for financial reasons. So the process that we go through is based around a design phase, a build phase, and then a recalibration phase. And in the design phase, that's where we start. We do a 5 pillars assessment. So we look at those 5 different pillars of vision, wealth, profit, systems, and options. From there, as part of that, we do 4 90-minute deep dive sessions. And so the first session is based around vision and direction. The second, wealth and cash flow. The third, business performance. And the fourth, a scorecard and delivering the blueprint. So the outcome of this design phase is a 5-pillar scorecard that ranks you or gives you scores based off where you're at in those different pillars. A clear and distinct 3-year vision that sets the tone and direction for all of our work moving forward, and a 12-month implementation plan that tells you step by step what you need to do to achieve that 3-year vision and the targets over the next 12 months. So that process typically takes us 2 to 3 months to work through. Then the build phase is where we execute on that plan that we just developed. And so this can take a little bit different forms depending on, kind of what we outline in that implementation plan. But ultimately, we're looking at regular financial reviews, both on the personal and business side, strategic planning, ongoing guidance, some special projects as we dive into different areas, and ultimately tracking milestones to make sure that we're on track to hit those goals and targets. So the outcome of this build phase is really achieving those 12-month targets that we set and being on track for that 3-year vision. From there, we move into the recalibrate phase. And basically, after this 12-month cycle, now you can either choose to graduate, meaning stop the business services, but we'll still continue to work together on the personal side, continue to manage your investments, continue to help you grow, protect, and build your wealth, or we can recalibrate. And when we recalibrate, we basically do mini design phase. And that design phase leads us into a new set of targets and a new 12-month implementation plan. And from there, we go right back into another build phase and continue to make that progress. So that's typically how we work through this. That's what I've seen is the best way to deliver the most possible results in the shortest time frame, so you can have that life with no limits. So this whole system is it's more than a plan. It's really a partnership, and it's beyond just documents or strategies. I really spend a lot of time with my clients, diving into what do they need in that moment. And, we have a framework, we have what we're working towards, but a lot of times there's just things that come up, hiring decisions, firing decisions, new opportunities that present themselves. How to think about that. Should we do this? Should we do that? The problem with business a lot of times is not that it's not what to do. Well, I guess there's lots of opportunities, right? The hard part is deciding the right ones to do. And so that's a lot of what this is. It's providing that guidance, the recommendations, and we have the design, the plan, the targets that help provide a framework as well. I mean, really the vision is the underlying piece of that gives us a better framework for making those decisions and providing that guidance to get you to where you really want to be. So how we structure this, the design phase is a fixed fee. It's typically in the $5,000 to $10,000 range, just depending on complexity, size of business, different factors going into that. And, from that, you're going to get the 5-pillar scorecard, the 3-year vision, and the 12-month implementation plan. Then the build phase is set up as a combination of an investment management fee, which is based off how much assets you have that we're managing, a fixed monthly rate, which is typically in the $2,000 to $5,000 range. And then sometimes we'll also do an incentive bonus. And so this is something we'll figure out in the design phase. But if we've established some significant lofty targets and we want to try to expedite our progress to that, then we can use this as a way to help incentivize and deliver on those goals in a faster, more effective way. So the goal here is to really, design that life and help you build it. So if you're ready to step into a life with no limits, then, reach out, send me a message, and we can get started building that no limits blueprint today.